So we're here today to talk about secure remote access. In other words, how do I access all the things that I need to do my job securely from wherever I am? Now that's a very, very grand mission statement. Maybe what we should do from an IT point of view is stand back and have a little context on what's going on. So it used to be that we had this lovely controlled ecosystem. I had endpoints that I controlled and I had the data center that I controlled. But increasingly, everything's proliferating. I've got a proliferation of services. So I've got my public cloud, things like Salesforce. I've got my private cloud, things that are running in my corporate data center. I've also got hosted apps, things like Citrix or VMware, but I've still got legacy apps. So I've got all these different things running in all these different places. I've also got a proliferation of clients. I've got my corporate PC, but I've also got my BYO PC. I've got my iOS phone, but I've also got my Android tablet. I've got all these different devices, and I've got all these different services. And I want to be able to access everything from everywhere. And increasingly with ubiquitous connectivity, I can. So we all know that the services side of things is all secure. The services vendors, they're doing a lot to make sure that we know that their public cloud is secure. And of course, we trust our data center, right? But the endpoint, where I'm accessing from, can I really trust it? Do I know that that phone's secure? Do I know that the laptop is secure? Not so, right? So simply having stuff in the cloud doesn't mean that I'm inherently secure. I still need to secure something about the endpoint. I need to have a simple and secure way to access my many things from my many things. And that's where Moka5 comes in. Let's have a look. So Moka5 is a containerization company. Now, containers are a very secure way to be able to access all of these things that we have out there, all these services that are proliferated. We actually have two different types of container. They differ by the type of platform they're on. Live PC, which is for x86 machines, and live data, which is for mobile devices. So let's talk about live PC first. Our containers for x86 are basically virtual machines with an OS and app stack running inside of them, encapsulated in a container. This gets copied down to the endpoint. It could be a corporate endpoint running our bare metal operating system underneath it, or it could be a BYO PC, maybe a Mac, maybe a Windows machine that your end users are using. And of course it runs locally using the CPU, networking, and memory on that machine. So there's no real strain on the data center as there are with other solutions. Now, because it's a container that you're going to use to access services, you want to make it as lightweight as possible. You wouldn't want to make like your entire corporate image. You want to make it a small x86 based jump platform. But because it's x86, if you've got those legacy apps, you can still install them and make it work. So I've now got a lightweight container that's executing locally. That's great, but I want to be able to continue to manage it. Well, you can do that via our command and control console. So whenever it's on the network, we have a reverse proxy that handles the comms. It will be able to change policies, to change security stance, revoke or kill. And what that essentially does, a revoke will prevent you from being able to get access. A kill will wipe it from the machine. Oh, and by the way, by default, we encrypt our containers with AES 256. So remember, security was the goal here. So whether or not I'm putting it onto a corporate machine or onto a BYO PC, that container is only accessible if I have my AD username and credentials to unlock that AES 256 encryption. But there's more. The business data actually runs from within the live PC through your existing VPN infrastructure. So that means that you don't have to re-engineer how you're going to get access to these services, and you're using something which has been tried and tested by security for remote access for 20 years. Pretty good, huh? Now let's have a look at live data. So for the phone and tablet, we have our live data solution. Now this isn't an x86 VM, obviously. It's more around secure data access. So it's a secure container, again, it's encrypted on the device and needs to be unlocked with either your AD username and password, or you can even set up so that you access it with a 4 or 6 digit PIN. Some users prefer that rather than having to type in all that stuff in their password into the phone, right? We reconnect that container back into the corporate environment via our mobile gateway. So it's a secure flow by which you're passing encrypted data backwards and forwards. All your business data is never exposed. And of course, the services that you're able to get access to can be whitelisted in the Moka5 infrastructure. So you can have very granular control over what each individual or group of users is able to see and gain access to. So all of the policies, revoke, kill, the same things that we just talked about for Moka5 Live PC also apply for Moka5 Live Data. So what this means is we've got a unified policy model for containers that sit on different devices, on x86 devices and on mobile devices. It's a single infrastructure, very lightweight. One server can manage 14,000 endpoints. It's just command and control, remember. If you're considering how to enable a secure remote access use case, don't delay. Call today. The future's bright. The future's Moka5. Thank you.